welcome back to the channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. So in my last video, I talked about organization and needing to do like a monthly whole house organization reset, because I am not naturally a super organized person, but I have learned that decluttering, cleaning, organizing just makes me a happier person. So putting in routines to make it easier on myself and less overwhelming. That's the biggest thing, is cleaning and organizing can be, or I feel like often in our brains, we make it out to feel so much more overwhelming than it really is. So today I'm going to take you along as we go and organize different areas of the house that have just gotten a little bit out of control. And my biggest tip to anyone is anything that seems super overwhelming to you, do it more often, because the more often you do it, the easier of a task it is, and it makes it so much less overwhelming.
No, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the problems. Let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long. Being with you is like being on the rodeo house. Brings out the problems. We got a little crush on you.
All right, now starting off in my closet. So I do try and hang stuff up right away all the time, but honestly, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes when I'm putting away clothes, I will Bobby does his own, which is great. We've always had it that way, where I'll wash and dry and section off whose stuff is who. But realistically, the boys put away their stuff, Bobby puts away his stuff, and then I do the rest. So Freya's, towels, things like that. And often I will do that organization, and I'll just throw my stuff in the closet and be like, I'll get to it later, and I'll do the other stuff first. The other stuff always seems to be a higher priority for me. So coming in here every once in a while and making sure that I actually come in here, hang the stuff up, put it away, makes a big difference. I also recently did a couple refreshes in the house. You guys saw that I changed out the curtains in the family room from these beige ones that you see me folding and putting away into a really rich green color, which I love. But I also know myself, and I get bored easy, and sometimes I just need a change. So I did not want to donate these curtains, because my thought is, if I want to change in the family room or any room, I'll have these curtains on hand that I can just change it out. Maybe come summer, I want something a little bit more light and bright. I'm liking the coziness of the rich green right now, but who knows? Maybe come summer, I want it more airy and flowy, and I want to change it out again. I know I'll have these on hand. And then the comforter that we had on our bed, or quilt, I should say, I just replaced to a really pretty rich brown quilt, and I love the new one. But once again, knowing myself and knowing that I am the type that gets bored easily and likes to change things up, I wanted to save the old one, because there's nothing wrong with it. I still love that quilt. So what I am doing is just taking some of the drawers that are in our closet that were empty anyway and using them to store these different things. But I'm really good sometimes at out of sight, out of mind. And that's kind of how my closet is. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are like, oh yeah, my closet is a hot mess, because you don't see it, so it doesn't bother you. But I do find it really important, because once the closet gets too far gone, I don't want to touch it. I feel so overwhelmed that I do not even want to touch it. So coming in here every once in a while and just doing a quick reset, quick organization, honestly makes it so much easier. So much easier. The more often you do it, the less overwhelming it seems to be in the long run.
what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I feel it in my bones like you'll come along now. Baby, you coming through. Do what you gotta do. Take it to the big scene, take it on. Go for hope and glory. Go long. Baby, for love, go on.
I also often get asked about paper clutter. Paper clutter can be super overwhelming. So Bobby and I got this shredder a while back. And usually what we'll do is we go through our mail every single day. And anything that needs to be shredded, we put on top of that. And then I also have a little paper organizer in our laundry room that I organize out school stuff, bills, all of those little things. But definitely when it comes to paper clutter, biggest thing is handle it right away, like day of, because paper can build up so quickly. This top drawer holds it holds everything. I swear, the top drawer of my nightstand, like, it's got so many random little things because I never know what I'm going to grab. I keep a hairbrush in here so I can brush my hair, nail file, my little scalp massager. I love doing that at night. If I'm working in bed, I often have scrap paper in here. Sometimes I'll have garbage from candy wrappers or whatever, but a little bit of everything is always in that top drawer. So going through it on a regular basis just to make sure things that may have ended up in there that shouldn't be in there gets put in their correct homes, and then garbage and things like that is taken out, makes a huge difference. This middle drawer, I just keep like my delicates and stuff, so body shapers, socks, swimsuits, things like that. And I'm really good at just like throwing stuff in here, as you can see. So I'm just going in and giving it a quick fold so I can see everything and it's all nice and tidy. I plan on moving this around a little bit once baby's born also, because I would like to have diapers, rash cream, wipes, all those things that I would want like in the middle of the night. It doesn't need to have a lot of baby stuff, but the first couple months, baby always sleeps with us. So I'm going to end up reorganizing this in a way, probably not till baby's born and I know exactly what I want in here, but easy, like it's 2 a.m. and I'm half asleep, waking up with baby, stuff in that area. I am now into the bathroom. A bathroom is another area that I feel like can get overwhelming really quickly. I feel like often, at least for myself personally, bathroom items, like I get drawn to them. So face creams, and I don't know, you guys know, I talk about this all the time. I'm really big on my skincare routine. I try and like, I enjoy skincare. I enjoy the face masks, the serums, the creams, all of those things. And then also oral hygiene. Like, I am very picky about oral hygiene. I hate going to the doctor, any doctor, but especially dentists. So anything I can do to make that whole process less stressful, I do. So I am all about all of those things. But even if you're not into those things, I feel like often girls, it's like makeup or hair stuff or whatever is like your go-to. And it can just get really overwhelming. I did though really quickly, since I was in here anyway, I haven't done a good like strip clean of my towels in a good couple of months. And every once in a while, I like to just do a really thorough cleaning. As you can see, I already had dirty clothes in there. So I took those out, put them in the bin, but then just put all my white towels. And what I'm doing here is, you guys have seen me do my stripping process in the bathtub. Well, basically, I am taking that recipe. So it's a scoop of borax, a scoop of powdered Tide, and a scoop of Oh, what is it called? Baking soda. And then I also do bleach when I do it in my washing machine. And I am running a load. It always makes it really fluffy, gets it nice and white again, and it does a really good stripping. It's not as good as the soak method, but it does definitely help.
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. Going under, one step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder, and the clouds are closing in.
And then linen closets. I feel like linen closets are another area that can get a little overwhelming. My biggest thing I have learned is I've really cut back on the amount of linens we have in this house. Like, I felt like for a while you needed so many towels and spare blankets and sheets and all of these things. And over time, I'm like, okay, realistically, we only need like 2 towels per person in the house. One out that you are using, well, the other one's being washed, and let's be honest, we are doing wash on a regular basis. Currently, right now, these big jugs of cleaning solution take up a lot of space, but I've mentioned in the past, so when we moved in, we got a whole house water purifying system because the water down here is really harsh. And what was it? Home Depot, I believe, had a 0% interest for 12 months on their water systems. So Bobby and I took advantage of that right away. We're like, okay, we were thinking about doing this down the road anyway, but if we can pay a little bit for 12 months with no interest, let's do it now. But with that, it came with like years supply of cleaners. So shampoo, dish soap, laundry detergent, bar soap, all sorts of stuff. So organizing all of that out, I think, was the biggest thing with all of this.
Whenever you call, what you say, you're nothing but a gold ring. To be true, say I do, but you're no one I needed in life. Oh, that is why you are stuck between the lines. If someone had told me that I will take off and find something greener, oh, greener than gold. If someone had told me that I will be strong, oh, I'm gonna rise, gonna rise.
Also, apologies if I sound funny at all. I don't know if it's hormonal or allergies or what it is, but like talking right now, my throat keeps feeling super dry when I'm talking, and I don't know what it is. But as you can see, I moved into Freya's room. We were actually talking about this for a while, Freya and I, because she was saying she can't find certain toys. And I'm like, okay, well, that is a very good sign that it is time to go through your bins. I start the kids off really, really young with learning to declutter and organize and whatnot. One, I feel like it's less overwhelming for them. Once again, if we do it more often, but also letting them like have those options and not just going in and getting rid of stuff. There are some times that I will do it myself just because I know I can do it quicker and more efficiently by myself. But I do think it's important sometimes to, yes, it may take twice the amount of time to do it with them, but it does make, I think, very good skills down the road for the kids. So we only grabbed a couple bins at a time and we went through each one. We didn't declutter a ton because we've been pretty good at staying on top of her toys and making sure it's never too overwhelming. But the biggest thing is she's 3. So when I ask her to go in her room and clean, she goes, she picks everything up and she puts it in the bins. But she doesn't like organize it out. And I'm not going to stress about her organizing her toys at 3 years old. So really what I was doing in here is just going through the bins, organizing them out. So all of her magnetic tiles were in one, all of her little, like, she has this like marble connecting thing that she plays with her brothers on a regular basis were in one. Her Barbies, her princesses, and organizing it out. That way when she needs to find something, what was she looking for the other day? I believe it was her My Little Pony set. She has been obsessed lately with My Little Pony. Sorry, I had to stop and restart the voiceover again because my throat, like I said, is just getting so dry lately. I don't know what it is. But she's been obsessed with My Little Pony. She actually wants to be a My Little Pony for Halloween. So I'm looking for, there's some really, really cute things on Amazon for dresses that are My Little Pony themed. So I'm actually really excited about that. And as you can see, she loves her princess dresses and things like that. So I know I want to find a good quality one because I can promise you this dress will not just be worn on Halloween. But going and just making sure everything's organized, she's helping me out with it. I asked her on certain things if we could get rid of it, keep it. Like I said, just keeping her really, really involved and doing this once again, once a month, maybe even every other month. It really just depends on how insane it gets. I usually, like I said, base it off of the kids. If one, they're having a hard time keeping their rooms clean, that's usually a good sign that they have too much stuff. Or in this situation, her coming out and being sad because she couldn't find a specific toy. It was like, all right, this is a great sign. It is time to go through your stuff. That way you can easily find whatever you are looking for.
I'm driving, you're smiling, just really doing nothing. That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do, yeah.
And of course, little Minnie is always around, our little shadow. I always get people asking, like, where's Bailey? What's Bailey doing? And Bailey's always just off doing his own thing. If you're new here, Bailey is our 180-ish pound St. Bernard. But he's usually sleeping in a bathroom, in a hallway, on his sofa, out in the sunroom, sleeping somewhere where Minnie is always by my side. Like, literally always. As I'm doing this voiceover, she is right next to me sleeping because I can't go anywhere without that girl following me. She is a little shadow for sure. So yeah, she was in and around. I kept having to like shoo her out though, because I do try and make it that the dogs don't go in the kids' rooms, just to make sure they stay clean a little bit better. So I kept shooing her out. I'm like, okay, Minnie, you got to leave now so that we can finish working. But I was very impressed. Freya did really, really well on this day. Like I said, she didn't get rid of a crazy amount, but enough that we were just able to really downsize and organize out each bin even more than the first go around. So what I did is when I was first doing it, I was like, okay, kind of just did a kind of organized, but then when I realized I'm like, okay, I have empty bins now because we've gotten rid of enough, we went through and then even organized it more. So I did like a bin of the specific toys that she likes to take in the bathtub, and her bathtub toys are not specific bathtub toys. Like, I do not buy those squeezy tub toys or anything like that because, oh, if you have them and you've had one for a while, I dare you to cut it in half, and I promise you will never buy them again. It's the grossest thing in the world. They collect so much mold and mildew and stuff. It's, it grosses me out. So I try and get toys that don't allow that water to just like stay inside of them as much as possible. She also doesn't take baths regularly, which don't freak out. she's not dirty. To us in our house, baths are for playtime and not for cleaning. We take showers. The kids have always taken showers from little on. I've just always been weirded out, and I know people think this is crazy, but I've always been weirded out by taking a bath to get clean. The idea of sitting in a dirty water to clean yourself always like gave me the heebie-jeebies. And I know that sounds crazy. It's the same reason why I don't usually fill my sink with water to wash my dishes, because I'm like, they're just soaking in their own filth. So she doesn't take baths regularly, so we don't have a ton of bath toys. Bath time is just for fun, and usually she just jumps in the pool and would rather play in the pool than go in the bath. But there are some days that she wants the bubbles and all the things, so we do have a couple of them. But she was most excited. This is the point where we were able to get all of her mini princesses. She loves her mini princesses and all of her ponies in one area. That way it was very easy when she wants to play. She likes playing in the family room. So normally what she'll do is she will grab one bin and come out and play with those things. That way it's fairly easy for her to clean up after herself and put it back in her room when she is done.
Things, and never did I give in, just 'cause the thought of being vulnerable made me feel less than I am. I have never felt home till you entered my door.
After I was done in Freya's room, all the towels got dried, everything, so I just wanted to fold them and put them all away. I love freshly, like, deep cleaning the towels. A regular cleaning is good and all, but when you do it this way and do, like, a thorough deep clean, it's as good as, like, those freshly washed sheet feelings that I talk about all the time. Same thing with towels. They smell good. They're fluffy. I think the fluffiness is probably the best part about them. It just makes you want to take a shower right away because the towels feel so fresh, so clean. Absolutely love it. And towels are just one of those things that I've just learned every couple of years you just have to replace them. You do. You can do the deep cleaning and everything. I like getting white ones because I know I can bleach them and do all of this and not have to worry about, like, ruining the color or anything. But I've still just found that over the years, every probably 2 to 4 years, you should probably replace them. I believe these towels are about 2 years old at this point. As you can see, though, it's another day. You guys know me. Pace yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. Each of these projects were not done back to back. It was done like, okay, let's go take 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Not an overwhelming thing. It's all about taking the stress of organizing away from it. And sometimes the easiest way to take that stress away is not giving yourself a project to do, but giving yourself a time limit to do that project in. Most projects, realistically, like the fridge can feel a lot of times really overwhelming. If you're like, you know what, I'm just going to take 15 minutes. I promise you, if you take those 15 minutes and really, like, devote yourself to that project, you'll be surprised how much you can get done in 15 minutes when you take the stress of the idea of the project out of it and put a time frame to it. Like, after 15 minutes, what I get done, I get done. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. You guys always hear me say progress over perfection, and that just takes it to a whole new level and makes it so much easier to get motivated, to have the energy to do it, because you're not stressed out about a project taking you hours because you're not allowing yourself hours to do it. So this, though, I just pretty much, when it comes to the doors and stuff, unless something has spilled, I usually don't take everything out because they don't get that dirty. So I just go through, see what's expired. If something is, I bought it and we didn't actually like it and we're not using it, getting rid of it. That sometimes can be the hardest part about food storage is you buy something. I bought this like chicken dip from, oh, what was the brand? I can't think of the brand. But I'm like, oh, I like this brand. Let's try their dip specifically for chicken. I did not like it, and I was holding on to it because it was almost a full thing of it. And I'm on this day, I'm like, okay, this is stupid. It's taking up space. We didn't like it, so I just got rid of it. And then obviously if stuff is expired or anything like that. Also, there's way more cheese in my fridge right now than there normally is. Don't freak out. I am actually planning out different freezer meals that I'm going to be putting together for our freezer in the garage. That way, once the baby comes, at least the first week or two, I have some freezer meals. One of those things is going to be homemade mac and cheese. I want to do a lasagna, a taco / enchilada bake, a couple different things. So I have a lot of cheese right now, but it is because of recipes I'm going to be making coming up very, very soon, because I just keep thinking time's going so fast. It's going to be before we know it that baby's here. And one of the best things you can do postpartum is things like having easy meals, easy grab and go stuff for the kids, easy dinners that, because once baby's here, like, I don't want to eat out all the time. I still want homemade, fresh, good meals, but I just want it to be simpler. So yeah, if you were wondering what all that is. Also, this is a great time to go through and get rid of any of the leftovers you're not eating that have gone bad. I do try and eat through our leftovers. Like, we are definitely not a family that doesn't eat our leftovers, but sometimes stuff gets forgotten, it doesn't get eaten, and you just gotta let it go. The nice thing is nowadays, unless it's like been hidden in the back and gotten like bad, I try to go through the leftovers weekly. And if we haven't eaten it within a week, or I haven't like transformed it into a different meal, we will take it out and give it to our ducks, because they will eat it and they are always very thrilled on leftover day when I go through it. My freezer is also extra packed right now, so I was planning on organizing it, and I'm like, I can't. Not until I make these freezer meals, because right now I have so much in it that there's no way to organize it. Like, it's too full to be organized. So we moved on to the pantry. Now, my pantry is not that big. This kitchen, when we moved in, actually didn't even have a pantry. We took a little bit of space out of our fourth bedroom, which is the little room to the left of the pantry that you see. We turned it into a bedroom, so it has a closet and everything. It's kind of a nice flex space. Someone could use it as a bedroom. Someone could use it as an office. We're going to be using it as the baby's nursery. So we just took a little bit of space from that room to put in this pantry, because I knew as a family of 5, now almost 6, we needed pantry space. Even if it's a small pantry, we needed some pantry space. But like I said, this is not a big pantry. It's not a walk-in, nothing too crazy. So it is really, really important for me to stay on top of it and at least once a month go through it, get rid of anything that's expired, and just reorganize it. And once again, if there's food that we bought that we didn't actually like, getting rid of it. Also, Bobby and the boys at this point had just recently gotten home, so we had a lot of extra like snacks and stuff, all the things that they had for their car ride to and from Wisconsin. So it was a little more full than usual also. And once again, the recipes. So I have like pasta and yeah, a lot more in this pantry than is normally in here because of everything else in our life going on. So it felt really, really good to go in here and really just declutter, organize, and I was able to make a more thorough list of making sure what I had, didn't have for upcoming recipes that I'm going to be doing.
Think I'll stop playing hard. As a matter of fact, I will never ever pretend that I'm more than that. It is hard, that I know, but I'm scared as hell. Can you please just comfort me, you know so well. This is tough, but I know we can make this work. I'm in love and it feels so great that it hurts. Tell me, boy, could you?
Obviously, also always a really good time when you take everything out. And if you're doing a good organization, just take as much out as possible. Obviously, when I was in the fridge, I mentioned how when it comes to like the doors and stuff, I didn't take everything out. But if you can take as much out as possible and then just give it a really good wipe down, it's easiest to do these deep cleans little bits at a time also, and not be like, one day I'm going to deep clean the kitchen, so that means like I'm going to do everything, because that's overwhelming. So knowing that I just did the fridge and the pantry, and then obviously the basic stuff, because there's always going to be dishes and food and stuff to clean up. But being able to go in and do just little deep cleaning projects here and there, little organization projects here and there, it makes a huge, huge difference. So there's certain items that I know are always in our house. Cereal, always in our house. The kids, Freya actually eats it a lot for breakfast, which is funny because my boys never ate cereal for breakfast. Like, cereal was a snack. If they got home from school and were hungry, they'd have a bowl of cereal. It was never a breakfast thing. Freya does eat it for breakfast, though. Cream soups, always like having those on hand because they're quick and easy dinners sometimes. So I like to make sure my bulk items that I always have on hand, I always have a good amount, are all organized well. I got these stacking containers, I believe off of Amazon. It was like 2 years ago, so I'm trying to remember. I believe it was off of Amazon. And these change out on a regular basis. Sometimes they're snacks for the kids. Sometimes they're bread items. I just kind of play it by ear. But they made it really nice because the bottom of our pantry, we had like a lot of space still in. And I was trying to figure out like the best way to use that space. And these stackable bins work great. And I like having stuff that the kids can reach. That way, if Freya's hungry and wants a snack, I can tell her, okay, go and grab a snack. And it gives them more independence. I think that's really good for kids to have that independence, even when it comes to getting their own food sometimes. But once again, my pantry often, the organization style changes all the time because sometimes what we have in here changes. I will say my dream goal in the future in a next house is a really good storage space for food, like a really nice pantry. I grew up where my mom canned, so we had canned jams and tomato sauce and green beans and like everything. And in our basement, we literally had shelves of canned storage. And I would love that. Like, absolutely love it. Even the idea of like having more pre-made mixes. So instead of having canned cream of mushroom and chicken soup, to be able to pre-make the powdered version of those and have them. I just have a hard time storing that type of stuff. So a lot of times the stuff I have is purely a storage convenience type situation. So my dream definitely is our next house to have a really, really nice walk-in pantry, to have more of those homemade items available for us for the organization. Because yes, I have never had a big pantry. Actually, our very first house, we had like no storage. Kitchen was so small that our stairs to our basement, we had this little like ledge, and I literally stored pastas and cereal and all this stuff on this ledge to our basement for food storage, because there was like, it was a tiny, tiny kitchen with little to no cabinets. So I had to get really creative. And even our last house, even though it was a newer house and everything, it only had probably the same pantry space as this house, this little cabinet worth, which is why I think when we just put in this one, it didn't bother me because it's like, well, it's really no different than the last house. But when I see people's pantries, like Kim from the Wads, her pantry, I'm like, oh, what I would do with that space. It would be a dream. Or even better, the people that literally have like a room pantry, like there's a fridge in there and an extra dishwasher and all. Oh, that is literally a dream to me. I would love to organize that out and have that storage pantry space to be able to do canned goods and more dry ingredient storage and things like that. Absolutely, absolutely a dream. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's organization video, gave you some motivation to tackle something on your to-do list. And if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Bye.